enchiladas a lot, but never like a true beef enchilada. I got eye of round roast. This was me in the grocery store meat section looking for eye of round roast. Oh, I couldn't figure it out. It's called like eye roast or whatever. It was ridiculous. And I just seared it on the stovetop over here. Anyway, it's a crock pot meal, so I'm gonna let the meat cook out. And then later today, so like this is like morning. I love meals like this where I can kind of prep most of it in the morning. And then later in the evening, I can do the rest and it doesn't seem so labor intensive. And then I'm gonna throw together a black bean taco salad if I get to go to the grocery store, because I do need a couple of ingredients for the salad, but pretty simple. So I'm gonna throw it together. So what I did with the meat is just pop it onto a really, really hot pan. I put a little bit of oil in the pan and let it heat up on high. And then I threw the meat on there and just let it sear up on all sides. It only took about, I don't know, 30 seconds on each side to get this nice golden color. It's gonna lock all of the juices in while it's cooking in the crock pot. Oh, and I put salt and pepper on it too. Did I say that? But the inside, as you can see, is still raw as heck. And that's exactly what we want.
Also, sear that side. I totally forgot to do
I'm just gonna pop it right into my slow cooker. And isn't she a beauty already? Whenever I cook high quality meats like this, the smell always reminds me of my grandmother's house. I don't know why. Okay, this onion is looking a little sad, but I'm going to use what I can. I forgot to buy onions when I went to Costco, so biggest regret of my week. This is my last one. I mean, I'm glad I'm working through it. So I'm just gonna dice up an onion just to give it flavor. If you want, you can just add onion powder. I don't give a hoot, or a holler. I think using the real thing will give it a big punch of flavor. Plus, I love onions, so I'm just gonna throw that straight in my crock pot too. Now for the star of the show, you can use any kind of salsa that you want. I recently discovered this. You guys know my infinite love for Jack's organic salsa from Costco. Well, they had a sample of this on top of something that didn't taste good, and it, oh my heavens, just take a whiff. It's incredible. It smells homemade. It smells like I just whipped this together. I'm gonna drizzle just some over top, maybe a little more than I should. I feel like that alone, eat with any meat. You can put any meat in there. Specifically, I've done chicken and salsa, crock pot, cover it up, cook it, boom. You've got shredded salsa chicken, put it in a taco, put it on top of rice, put it on top of pasta, eat it straight up, throw a side of corn, green beans, I don't care. I feel like that's like the simplest meal. All right, anyway, remember those like 2-ingredient meals that we would see on Pinterest? What happened to those? I feel like I should do a video of just like easy peasy meals. What is this? Garlic? Oh, I should do fresh. Oh wait, did I buy garlic from Costco? You guys, I'm all kinds of messed up. I should do fresh garlic, but I'm not. So I've got garlic, Italian seasoning. This is just some chili powder and a little punch of cumin for the smokiness. Don't measure anything. And then I have 2 cups of liquid. If you have beef broth, you can use that. My life is not put together enough to actually buy the ingredients that I put on my grocery list. So I have these little beef bouillon cubes instead. This will give it a lot of flavor too. A couple of those in there. And then that's it. That's all she wrote for now, at least. And then I'm just gonna cover this up. Low and slow. That's the best way to go. But if you have to do high, you go ahead and do that. I ran to the grocery store. I'm going to throw together the black bean taco salad. Okay, I have everything I need for the salad part, and then there's a dressing that looks really good, sounds really good. So I'm gonna just start chopping and dropping. What time is it? I don't know how big I need a bowl. This bowl? I love a good taco salad. I'm gonna take the romaine heart and quarter it, just so the pieces aren't huge. And I'm gonna cut it and like basically shred it. We actually had tacos last night and I made a taco salad and I'm just saying it was really good. I'm gonna pop this in a bowl. Perfect addition to taco night here. And then I'm gonna throw in some cilantro. I feel like that adds so much flavor. And I grabbed the stems too and chop those up because why not? They're flavorful, they're fragrant, they're crunchy. Cilantro and herbs in general are just so good for us. I'm gonna pop that straight in. And then I'm going to chop up a red bell pepper. I'm gonna eat the bottom. Red bell peppers are so beefy. I'm gonna julienne it and then pop it in. Then I'm gonna add about half a cup of corn. This is frozen corn, probably not the best idea. I should have probably thawed it. It's gonna get liquidy, but whatever, I did what I did. I'm also going to dice up a green onion, or I guess slice up. Green onion just adds so much flavor. Anything, fresh herbs, fresh citrus. I think there's lime in here. It's gonna be great. It calls for tomatoes, and I don't care about it. But since I used this I actually bought tomatoes for this, but I figure I'll just make like some salsa, mango salsa, any kind of salsa. Instead, I'm gonna use this. I used this in the beef. I feel like it'll be a great addition. It's so flavorful. I put this in my taco salad last night. Oh my gosh, I think I'm obsessed with this. I just love salsa. What's ironic about that is I don't even like tomatoes. But this is packed with flavor. And then I'm gonna top it with some cheddar cheese. I have to go grab some. And then I have these tortilla strips. I found them in like the salad section. I'm gonna wait to put those on until I'm ready to serve it because otherwise they might get soggy. Just gonna sprinkle on some black beans. This is gonna be really good. All right, now I'm going to throw together the dressing. Oh my gosh, anything with this much color, how could it be bad? So for the dressing, I'm gonna do just a dab of sour cream, a little splash of salsa, and then I have a lime here. These are the largest limes I've ever seen. Like, look how big that is. Must be lime season. I really need a lime tree, a citrus tree, any kind of tree that will produce something. I need to get into that. I'm gonna squeeze this in here. Nope, not strong enough for that. Lime juice. Oh, don't watch your little fingers. I'm gonna do a whole lime because fresh citrus is the best. And then a little bit of salt and some cumin. Mix this together. Ooh, this is a creamy dressing. I usually don't eat my taco salad with a dressing, or if I do, I use the Taco Bell hot sauce. Way high in sodium, but that's what I like. So I'm gonna serve this dressing on the side because I'm not a huge fan of sour cream, but I'll take a taste. Yeah, that's really nice. All right, everyone's hungry around here. So, woo, that meat shrunk up a little bit. I'm gonna shred this puppy up and see what it's all about and then assemble. Oh, I didn't get a good shot of what it looked like. Well, I mean, maybe you saw it. This, I'm not sure I've ever made like shredded beef like this, so I'm gonna take a taste test and see what it's all about. Gotta dip it in the juice. Melt in your mouth, I can dig it. The sauce, I'm gonna tell you how to thicken it up. So I have a couple tablespoons of water in here, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a couple tablespoons of cornstarch, mix it up, and that is what's called a cornstarch slurry, and it's gonna thicken up the sauce. If you want to put it on a, see how drizzly that is? If you want to put it on a pan and do it on the stovetop, but I'm just gonna dump it in here. And then mix it up, and it should thicken up the sauce. I have these carb balanced tortillas. I really like them. So the macros on it are, hold on, I really just care about the carbs. Total carbs is 19 grams, but then you're supposed to subtract the fiber, and I guess that equals the carbs. So the fiber is 15 grams, so it's really only 4 grams of carbs for a whole dang tortilla. That's wild sauce. This thing is like 20 grams. And I don't know how much fiber. Less than 1 gram of fiber. So I would say this is a clear winner. And I love them. There's nothing weird like texture about them at all. If anything, I think they're more fluffy. So I'm gonna use these, and then I'm just gonna start assembling the enchilada. Alex shredded the beef for me, which went pretty quickly, so I assume it's gonna be good. But I'm going to add some sauce to this because Alex said it was really dry. But I mean, it's because I have to add sauce to it, right? He said it was much better. He said it's actually really good. I'm gonna add just 1 spoonful more. I probably added like 2 cups of this sauce, and I feel like that's gonna be good. I also added sauce to the bottom of the pan, just enough to cover it. It's not a ton, it's good enough. So now I'm just gonna throw some of the beef on. You know what, I'm gonna taste test it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The meat is so flavorful and juicy. I have found whenever I make a recipe like this, I typically have a lot of leftover meat, which is good. Like my kids just like to eat the meat sometimes. And the smell of this has been wafting through the house all day. So my kids are like, what are you making for dinner? Then I'm just gonna throw cheese on top, roll them up, and call it a day.
I think I had my oven set to 375, and I probably had them in the oven for around 25 to 35 minutes. Honestly, I just keep an eye on it and take them out when the cheese on top is brown. I threw some sauce on top, and then I forgot to add the cheese. I ended up putting some cheese on top, and that just makes it extra bubbly, extra cheesy. And it's delicious. And then for the taco salad, I threw some cheese on top of that, and then the tortilla strips, and that gave it such a nice crunch. There were so many textures in this salad. It was a smash hit. The sour cream dressing, we had a couple of extra people over for dinner that night, and so this whole meal, it was last minute, so we weren't expecting them. But anyway, the dish that I made fed everyone, and it was great. Fantastic. The meat, even Wolfgang ate the meat. So when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Cilantro on top of this, just to give it that nice extra punch. When our guests came over, I was like, I hope they like cilantro, you know, because some people don't. Anyway, this came out great. Hindsight, I would have just put it in a normal size dish because now I had all this like extra sauce, but it was fine. It worked out. And I think I was even able to put more than normal in that dish. Anyway, the sour cream mixture, the dressing was good on the salad. I didn't have it specifically, but other people put it on the enchiladas and the salad. So double whammy there. And rave reviews.
Still got my PJs on. Don't judge me. It's fine. It's very early in the morning. Only 2 children are up. It is peaceful for now. I'm not sure how long that will last. I threw some chicken in the sink this morning to thaw out because I'm going to make the barbecue chicken and pineapple skewers. Or pineapple, oh my gosh. When I got it, it was super, super duper green, and it was 2 days ago. I don't know what the heck happens, but they ripe up so fast, probably the heat. Oh my gosh, it's so dang hot. We've got the AC pump. I feel like the air conditioner just never stops. It's so hot outside. We don't even have it that low in the house. I'm sweating when I sleep. I'm like, ah, when is fall? It's not yet, I'll tell you that. Okay, so I'm gonna gather all the ingredients. And you know what? Initially when I said I was gonna make this, I wasn't sure if I was gonna make skewers, but I'm going to a family dinner, our monthly family dinner. This month, the theme is barbecue. Groundbreaking, I know. I was like, barbecue for summer, revolutionary. My vote was for Under the Sea. I'm just saying, could have been better. So anyway, I'm gonna make a few things. This is one of the things that I'm gonna bring, so I am gonna throw them on the skewer so my brother can easily just throw everything on a grill, and I think that'll be enjoyable. So let me gather everything I need and get to going on the marinade. Okay, I think I have everything, and a big catalyst for me wanting to make this is because it calls for the very, very teriyaki sauce, and I've had this in my fridge. I need to use it, so here I am. There are a few marinades that I make with this, so that's great. And then you also need barbecue sauce. I love the Sweet Baby Ray's. They sell a no sugar added variety, and I think it tastes just maybe a little less exciting, but it's no sugar, so what are you expecting? Ginger, red bell pepper, onion, and garlic. Pineapple. Is that it? Simple. No skill involved at all. Let's throw it together. Also some skewers. I'm gonna use one of these for the first time in my life, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about it, but the bag I have is like a 5-gallon Ziploc bag. It's from IKEA, and I'm just running low on my stash, but I'm gonna use what I have. And I have to add a lot of stuff to this anyway, so I think it's gonna work out. At least I know it's not gonna fall. Is that foreshadowing? All right, I'm gonna set that there. Cool, maybe here, I'm excited about it. Oh, look how cool it is. I'm gonna slice up a pineapple, and actually, oh no, I cut it out of diagonal. Oh, that's horrible. Actually, this is a nice, juicy, ripe, aromatic pineapple. It's really good. I'm probably going to use half of it in the marinade, and then I'll just bring the other half as a side dish. And I do have that contraption that like cores out the pineapple, but I feel like I yield so much more pineapple when I cut it on my own. It's like the leaning tower of pineapple here. So I just take it, quarter it, and then I core the center. I cut the core just like that. You can lay it down and kind of go in at a diagonal. Same deal. And then I'm just gonna cut them in pretty thick pieces because I do have to skewer them, so I don't want them like falling off. And that's a pretty good chunk, right? You know, I said I was gonna save half, but I don't think I'm gonna have half to save. Next up is the red onion. And I'm just gonna take really large chunks of it, maybe just quarter it, and then we'll be able to skewer those pieces on. The bigger pieces, I do need to cut one more time. Throw that in. All right, great. I like a lot of fruit and veggie on my skewers. And then red bell pepper. You can probably use any color bell pepper that you enjoy. I enjoy a good red variety. So I'm gonna cut these up into chunks too. I'm probably going to cut up 2 bell peppers. That just isn't enough, especially when you compare it to the amount of pineapple I have in there. I have this left over from yesterday's dinner. I'm just gonna cut this up too. Definitely a bigger pineapple to pepper ratio, but I think it'll be fine. So for the garlic, I just cut the root off of this thing. Yeah, this is not great garlic because it doesn't have the root on there. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. I never buy it like this, but here we are because all my grocery store had. These were the best looking ones and it makes me sad. Okay, I'm gonna mince up half of this clove. Half of the head. I need help. Really, all I need is this 1 clove. Look how big it is. All right, that's good enough for me. I'm just gonna add this straight to the bag. Well, I don't typically do this, but since I already have a bowl that's dirty, I'm gonna mix the other 3 ingredients. I'm just gonna do a little bit of very teriyaki. Some ginger in here, packs a punch. And I love having it like this. They also sell garlic like this and other, what are these called? What is this? They sell other things in a tube like this. Herbs, that makes sense. All right, same amount of barbecue sauce going in. I should have thrown the ginger in here. And now I'm thinking, why the heck did I just put it in a bowl? Don't ask me. Did I say ginger? I meant garlic. Listen, I gotta go. Trying to be fancy for my Food Network interview. I'm gonna dump all of that sauce inside the bag. Mmm, smells good. Ooh, oh my gosh, wait, I didn't even cut up the chicken. I'm the worst. Cut the chicken up. I always do chicken thighs. I threw it in the bag, and now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should make a little bit more marinade. It was really simple to throw together. But I just know it's gonna pack such a punch. No, there's definitely plenty in there to go around. Does that look pretty amongst all the scraps? Pineapple, onion, red bell pepper, chicken. Chicken thighs are just, they stay so moist, especially on the grill. Really hard to overcook them. So that's always my go-to. And plus they're delicious.
Okay, these were absolutely phenomenal. Once I brought them in the Ziploc bag to my brother and sister-in-law is in-house. Oh gosh, you guys, I brought them to their house and then we skewered them once we got there. Biggest mistake I've ever made in my life is not putting the wooden skewers and soaking them in water for like 30 minutes. Cause when you grill them, you're supposed to do that. I just totally forgot. You know, I got a bunch of kids and stuff, but here they were. Weren't they looking so beautiful with the flowers in the background? Here's the spread that we had. We had like a balsamic pasta salad someone made. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. And then Kahlua pork. There were some ribs and baked beans and corn, all the good stuff that you would expect. Everything is always so wonderful. I just wanted to give you an overview just in case you needed even more meal inspiration. And it's just always fun. Every month we get together and it just fills my heart. He made the ribs in the Instant Pot, by the way, and that was the leftover broth or whatever, but they were falling off of the bone. So good. I think he finished them in the oven, but delicious nonetheless, and rice. So today I'm going to make, well, I say today, I made the skewers earlier. I look a little different because I got dressed, but still the same situation. I'm going to my brother's for a barbecue, our monthly dinner. Wolfgang has decided to play with the loudest toy we own. It's fine. Italian tortellini chicken salad. I'm gonna whip all of this up. It calls for tomatoes. I don't give a hoot. It calls for a couple of things that I don't have, but I'm gonna throw this crap together and it's gonna be amazing. Main star of the show are these tortellini. They're cheese filled. I get them from Costco. I feel like they're the best price there, but still expensive for some pasta. I don't know, man. What's the hype with these? But Avelina loves them and I aim to please, so mostly I buy them for her. So this will be hers. She can like cook them by herself and they cook up in like 2 minutes. It's wild. So I'm gonna start chopping and dropping stuff into my bowl and it's gonna be a really nice, refreshing, filling, protein-packed pasta salad. Let's do it. I need to change my bra. I was trying to get dressed and didn't want to wake
Alex up and the baby was with me, obviously, and he's kind of loud, so I was just throwing crap on. I'm going to start with a green bell pepper. Who doesn't love the crispness of a nice green bell pepper? I also have a yellow one. You can do whatever colors you want. You can add literally whatever veggies that you want to this. Also have some salami. I think I'm gonna do the whole, it's a little over a ½ pound. And I just get them cut in the dinner slice. What do they call that? When they ask you how to cut it, I don't even know what I say. The dinner style. They have sandwich style, they have dinner style, they have, I don't know, it's like the thickness. A 1/4 inch, don't ask me, I just say thick. And that's because I like to cut them, and so they're making chunks. I get it from the deli rather than getting like the roll of salami, and then I have to like skin it and deal with all of that. It's also good to get them like this, like whatever you like, ham or turkey, if you're making homemade Lunchables for your kids for school. Obviously, this is a little thick for that, but you catch my drift. I'm gonna cut these into chunky monkeys. That's good. And listen, I wish I had more onion than this. I would say ½ an onion. This is way less than I want, but I just cut it up for a different recipe, and I wasn't thinking, I don't know why I only got 1 red onion. That's so unlike me. Yet here we are. So I'm gonna slice this into pretty thin pieces. I guess you could call it a dice. That's looking nice. I'm going to dice up my green bell pepper, semi-big chunks. And then I'm gonna do the same with the yellow bell pepper. I kind of wish I bought some pepperoni the same way as the salami, and I thought I had some still on hand, but I can't find it in my fridge. Is very reminiscent of Subway in a bowl, just with pasta, and the dressing is a little bit more convenient. That's looking beautiful, and so is this. Oh, this is parsley. I put it in a jar and put a Ziploc bag over it to kind of recreate like a greenhouse effect here in my fridge so it doesn't go bad. Sometimes I roll it up in a paper towel and then put it in a Ziploc bag and seal it, and I feel like that works, but I don't know. I'm just trying new things, you know? I'm gonna grab a hefty handful of fresh parsley and just, oh my gosh, grass. Grass is what this smells like. Some people don't like cilantro. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of parsley, but here we are. Looks like a nice little spread happening here, but wait, there's more. I have this chicken I thawed out. It's pre-cooked. I get it from Costco. It's a really good price, but only because I get it from Costco. Coincidentally, Publix had something similar like this on sale, buy one, get one free, but it was only 8 ounces. This is a pound, so it's 16 ounces. Even though it says 32, it comes in a 2-pack. I digress. It was so much money, so don't get it unless you get it from Costco, a really good price. Just cook up your own chicken if you have time to do that, maybe plan ahead. And then some of this tortellini, I already cooked this up. It's been cooling down so I can touch it, and it's pretty nice. I'm just gonna throw all of this stuff in the bowl back here so I have room to chop up the chicken. I feel like this alone would be really good. That alone is looking real good. But let's add some protein to this. I'm just gonna go through and give this a rough chop. All right, I think that's good enough. I'm gonna toss that in. Remember that fruit trifle we made the other day? This is kind of like that. Not as pretty. I'm gonna throw the pasta in here too. And look at that. Always happens to me. Why don't I realize, oh, I'm going to need a bigger bowl? I think it will actually be fine, but I do need a bigger bowl to mix it. I feel like this is about the biggest bowl I own. I do have a couple more ingredients to add. Oh, look at that. I might just bring it in this bowl. It calls for Parmesan cheese, like the nice shredded Parmesan cheese. I don't have that, so I'm just gonna give it a little sprinkle of the powder. And then I could whip up my own dressing because it's really not that labor intensive. But why would I when I have this beautiful Olive Garden Italian dressing? Give it a nice soak. I'm gonna toss it all together. And then if I feel like it's a little dry, I can always add more dressing. Oh, she's a beauty. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna throw that in the fridge. I haven't taken a taste test, but I know it's gonna be real good. Plus I have a baby literally he doesn't wanna be held, but he doesn't wanna be put down. He was ready to dig into the pasta salad, okay? Anyway, this, oh my gosh, I'm salivating. Can't wait to eat it. It's gonna be great.
This is probably the best pasta salad ever. It was so delicious, and to know that it has like 30 grams of protein per serving or more than 30 just makes me incredibly happy. it was a crowd pleaser.
So tonight, I am gathering all the ingredients that I need. I'm gonna make stuffed Alfredo stuffed shells. Chicken Alfredo stuffed shells. And it's just a little spin on traditional stuffed shells. Oh my gosh. They're playing, I promise. After the screams, you'll almost always hear laughter. Almost always. Okay, so instead of like a red sauce, cause like, I don't know what it is with red sauce and tomato, maybe the acidity, but it kind of messes me up, especially when I'm pregnant, it gives me heartburn to the max. So I always like using a white sauce, that's lovely. If you wanna use jarred Alfredo sauce, I found some in my, whatever that's called, refrigerator. And I was like, oh great, now I don't have to make it. Oh, I don't know when this was open, but there's like red mold right inside of there. So I would say that is unsafe for consumption. The good news is it's really easy to whip up, and then of course the innards of this, I feel like sausage would still be good, but I'm gonna use diced up chicken because I didn't think about using sausage. Ooh, I do like a good sausage. I'm talking ground sausage. And then I found these jumbo shells. I don't know, my grocery store did not have the shells that I normally buy. So I got these. I hope it's enough. I don't know if I normally cook 2 boxes or just 1 box, but I do remember always having an abundance of shells. So I'm gonna like do the ratios a little bit like this. So let's whip it. So I'll give you an overview. I feel like I've been pretty bad about doing this. Overview of all the stuff that we need. Super simple, right? I bet you have most of this stuff on hand. We just need some pasta shells, milk, butter, garlic, Italian seasoning for the sauce, or a jarred sauce if you wish. And then just some Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, ricotta cheese over here, a couple of eggs, salt and pepper, and more Italian seasoning. And then parsley. Did I say parsley? Let's whip it up. Oh my gosh, you know what's fancy when it comes in a plastic package. Is this gonna be enough shells? I thought I was gonna be able to make more. I don't think I am. 1 package. Woo! So while the pasta cooks, I'm gonna start on the Alfredo sauce, and I'm gonna do a couple pats of butter. Let's do 3. Oh, it would help if I turn it on. To the melted butter, I'm going to add, I diced up probably a 1/4 cup of garlic. I'm just kidding. It's probably closer to an 1/8 cup, but it's smelling like Olive Garden in here. It's smelling like, it's another Italian restaurant, Carrabba's. Yeah, maybe more like that. Cook the garlic in the butter for, wait, what the heck is that? Whoops, got a little garlic paper in there. Don't tell Food Network about that one. I feel like more garlic is better. It just flavors the sauce, it's so good. Fresh is always best too, so cook that out maybe a minute. Ah yes, the sweet scent of garlic and butter. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of flour, a couple spoonfuls anyway. And this is gonna be our roux to thicken the sauce. Fat and flour equals a roux. Garlic is just the bonus. I'm gonna let that flour taste cook out for just a little bit. And then I'm going to add a pint of milk. I'm gonna let this cook out and thicken up for a little bit, bring it to a boil. I'm also going to season it. Are my lights on in my kitchen? Oh, I think I got a little bit of pepper in there. Hopefully it's not bugs. Yeah, that looks like pepper. It's all mixed together in here. It'll be fine. Season every layer. I just like to add a little bit. While that's cooking behind me, I'm gonna move over here and throw in a, woo! I just realized what bowl I had. Didn't want this one, but here we are. A large tub of this ricotta cheese. It's 32 ounces. I like to crap a couple of eggs in there. I do a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper here, maybe a little more of each. I also do Italian seasoning. It's not a pasta dish without it. And then I have this freshly grated mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna grab a couple big handfuls of that. What is it missing? Ah yes, parsley. I bought it, so I have to use it. I'm gonna grab a nice handful of this and give it a rough chop. You know, it's not my favorite herb, but it is a very well used herb in Italian dishes. Oh gosh, grass, there it is, the grass scent. I don't know why, you guys, it just smells like grass. All right, I'm gonna throw that in despite my better judgment. And then I'm just gonna give this a mix until everything's nice and incorporated. Oh wait, I have to add the chicken to this too, but that's looking good. And the sauce over here is getting all bubbly. This is looking great too. This is the chicken I'm gonna use. It's just pre-cooked chicken. I'm gonna dice it up. It's gonna be great. It's 1 pound in here. Nice little convenience. Once the sauce is nice and bubbly, like Michael, looking great, I'm going to add a hefty portion of Parmesan cheese and then mix that in. Fresh is always best. All right, I'm gonna turn the heat off, and that is la sauce. Check those bubbles. It's rich and creamy. All right, I think the shells are done, so I'm gonna drain them. All right, I've got the chicken. It's looking good. I'm gonna throw it into the cheese mixture and then mix it all up. I feel like this is a great freezer meal, and if I would have been thinking about that, I would have bought enough to do double. But I kind of was, because in my head, I used to always have enough pasta shells, like for 2 huge casseroles. I don't know, maybe I used to cook 2 boxes. I can't remember, this is all it yielded. So I have a pretty large dish over here. I'm gonna throw a little bit of sauce on the bottom, just enough to coat. Okay, well, I have to taste test it. Primo! Ay, 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 ay. I have the noodles, I've got the cheese. I'm gonna burn my hands assembling these. Let the fun begin. My sister used to, this was one of her like first meals that she like made the family. It's always a big accomplishment when you like learn how to cook and move out on your own and like invite the family to dinner. That's what I think of whenever I think of stuffed shells. It's always a good memory. Okay, here they are. Nice little beauties. And I will say, this is a larger pan, so like 15 by 18 or something like that. You wanna measure it? Ah, where's my tape measure? I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, Kim, your junk drawer. That's my life. Just know it's the larger pan, and I used all of the filling, and I still have pasta left over, which is like my favorite part. Oh, I should probably dip it in this sauce instead. No, I don't know. I like this one better. Salmonella, I dare you. Yeah. All right, anyway, we'll munch on these rejects while this cooks. I'm gonna pour the sauce over top. It got a little thick just sitting out, so I added some cream. I think that's just gonna bump it up to the next level, honestly. You wanna be on top? There it is. I brought it back to life. Okay. Just gonna drizzle the rest of the sauce over the shells. Oh, this is gonna be so dang good. Way better than a jarred sauce, okay? Just go the extra mile. And then for even more fun and cheesiness, I'm just gonna take a little bit of mozzarella and put that over top. I'm gonna throw this into the oven, 350 degrees, for 30 minutes, 20 minutes with foil, 10 minutes without. Here it is out of the oven. I let it cook for a little bit longer. I like the, when it gets nice and crispy, and I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley on top, just for some color. You know, we eat with our eyes first.
Another crowd pleaser. How does she do it? I swear every single meal I've made that Elise Ellis has released, it is always a hit. It's always like so delicious. She's amazing. She's incredible. She is better than Food Network. She is Food Network. How about that? I don't know. It's so good. So I would encourage you to try this. It's just, you know, you could make it conveniently with the jarred sauce, but you don't have to, because this was really simple to throw together. A little time consuming to stuff the shells, but who the heck cares? Here's a shot of the aftermath. And it was just, I don't think we had anyone extra over that night. We devoured it. If that doesn't tell you how good it is, oh yeah, and I served a salad with it. No big deal. I contemplated making this recipe tonight. It's really just from memory. Do I have everything? I feel like I'm just looking off a picture that I shared on my Instagram. What date was this? I don't know, 5 years ago. I'm making curry tonight, good old fashioned. Oh my gosh, it is the recipe of my dreams. I love this stuff. I made it a couple of days ago, didn't film it, and then I thought, this is my favorite recipe. I should probably share it with you guys. It is worthy of it. And plus, when I made it a couple days ago, it was so spicy, so I need to redeem myself a little bit. So I'm gonna make it again, mostly because I wanted leftovers and there weren't any left, because it's that good. So, super simple too to throw together. This is Al's Famous Chicken Curry, if you're wondering about the name. So, I'm gonna show you everything you need. Chicken thawing out in the sink. Cilantro, don't forget the cilantro. I did the other night and I regret it. Here's everything minus the watermelon in the back. I like to throw potatoes in there. Completely unnecessary if you don't want to. You can also throw a vegetable in here too, red bell pepper. I feel like I've done that before, but this is my, the
famous trio. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick with the bare bones here. I have potatoes, onion, brown sugar. I think it calls for white sugar. Honestly, last time I made it, didn't even add sugar. Maybe that's why it was so spicy. Who the heck knows? I have ginger paste over here, or you can use powder, cocoa aminos, or soy sauce if you have it. This green curry paste, you guys, last time I literally used the entire jar. Which attributed to the spicy factor. I was like, normally I use half a jar, and really I think the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon or something, but like that's never enough. So I add more, and then I'm like, well, what am I gonna do with the rest? It normally rots in the fridge, so I did the whole jar, and woo, it was good. Okay, but we were sweating. Not just like an upper lip sweat, like a whole body sweat happening on it. It cleared our sinuses and kept us hydrated. And then chicken broth or chicken stock, I'm out of both, so I'm just gonna use the powder with some water. Curry powder, and then coconut milk and garlic. This garlic is super fresh, so there's that. The first thing I'm going to do is just dice up an onion. All right, that is a nice juicy onion. I'm just gonna dice up the chicken breast too. And, oh, I said breast. I'm using thigh meat. I just think it's juicier. That's just what I buy. I even think it's a little bit more affordable, and it has more flavor. It's just more everything, okay? You can use whatever meat you feel like you want. Ooh, it's raining. I like to season the chicken a little bit while my pan is heating up with a little bit of oil, just with some salt and pepper. Nothing too extraordinary or groundbreaking. I usually have the knife and I like mix it all together, but I don't have that. I already put it in the sink. My hands are clean. It's fine. Okay, and I'm gonna throw the chicken in. Ooh, listen to that sizzle. I cook the onion at the same time, and then I add a little bit more salt and pepper to this. You gotta season every layer. And then I'm going to dice up some tomatoes. I like to peel the potatoes for no good reason. I'm trying to think, why do I do this? I don't know, I just do. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I like a cleaner bite. Joke's on me, I had to get my knife anyway. And I just take my potatoes and give them a quick dice. I just chop them into quarters and then like this, like a cube, okay? Bite-sized little cubey. Same size. Woo-hoo-hoo! Fly away potato. Same size as the chicken bits. Not that it matters because whatever, they're not cooking at the same time, but it's the same, like, you know, when you're eating, you want the same size food. I have a curry recipe that does not call for potatoes, and I much prefer this one, if you're wondering. I have 4 potatoes, 1 on the ground. I'm debating whether I want to cut that one or not. Yeah, I'm going to. I have a lot of chicken, so don't worry, I didn't wash it. But I did wash my floors 4 days ago, so we're good. While I'm waiting for the chicken and onion to cook out, I'm going to chop up this garlic. Oh my gosh, the teeny tiniest littlest cloves you could ever imagine. Good thing I have so much free time. Good news is it smells horrible. All right, the chicken looks done enough. There's a lot of liquid down there. That's flavor. I'm going to add the garlic in here. Just gonna let it cook down for just a minute, and then I'm gonna add the good stuff, which includes the potatoes. Okay, good ratio here. And then I have a can of coconut milk. If you don't know, the cream of the coconut milk separates and comes to the top of the can. So like this is all cream. Ooh, dreamy. You can make coconut whipped cream out of that, but I'm gonna use the whole jar or can. If I had 2 cans, I might add it. I might, but I don't. No. Then I do a squirt of ginger paste and probably around 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup of cocoa aminos or soy sauce. Then I throw in some curry powder. Oh yeah, this gives it the best flavor. A little bit of this powder too. I can't read these spoons. I don't know how big that is. That's a tablespoon. So that's probably a teaspoon or half a tablespoon. That's probably a teaspoon. I should know this. I went to Cordon Bleu. I swear they used to be labeled. I just don't know where. Am I just supposed to know? All right, well, you know what? I'll do a couple of these, guys. We've got some water coming, and this is just the chicken broth. I'll do 3, why the heck not? That was more like 2 1/2, so I'll do another scoop. Here's the kicker. Last time I had a curry paste. I use green curry paste. They have red, they have yellow, whatever the heck you care about. I used an entire jar, and it was a brand I hadn't used before. It was from Whole Foods, so you know that fancy organic stuff. I'm gonna use half a jar this time, and I can always add more if I feel like it's necessary. I'm going to mix all of this in, and then I'm just gonna add some water. Just enough where it comes above the potatoes so they can cook. And the starchiness from the potatoes, it's gonna thicken up the sauce. But if it's not thick enough when you're done, you can always add like a cornstarch slurry. That's it, pop a top on it, 20 minutes, and she'll be ready to go. Oh crap, see? Even, again, I forgot to add just a little bit of sugar. Brown sugar, white sugar. It's gonna balance out all the other flavors. That's the science.
So this is the curry I had been waiting for. Perfect flavor, not too spicy. I went way overboard before. I made enough, so I had some leftover, and it was just so good. So good. We often have extra people over. So I would tell you, if it wasn't a crowd pleaser, if they didn't go back for seconds, that's an indication to me that like, it was okay, but not great. You know, whenever they go back for seconds, it's always just a heartwarming moment of like, yeah, that's good, you know? So, well, either that or they're super hungry.
All right, tonight for dinner, I'm going to make some butter chicken. I've been craving this for a while. I love Indian food. I'm gonna plop this together. It says prep time is 10 minutes. I don't believe a second of that. I have nothing prepared. I do have some cilantro. I'm gonna gather all the ingredients. First thing I'm gonna do is throw a little quick marinade together. Oh my gosh, I'm sure you can marinate this all day. I'm only gonna marinate it for 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm really struggling with this. So I have about 6 cloves of garlic. They're pretty bulky cloves. I'm gonna dump those straight in. This little contraption I use to dice them up. It's convenient sometimes. A little dab of ginger. And by a little dab, I mean probably the most I've ever used ever, 1 tablespoon. It's gonna be great. Ginger is very potent. Also use fresh, okay? This is from my garden. 1 teaspoon of the most delicious. I go heavy-handed on spices. Also, this might be expired, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. Garam masala? Probably butchered it. Half a teaspoon of cumin. I'm gonna go full teaspoon. I like that smoky flavor. Teaspoon of paprika or chili powder. Ooh, a teaspoon of turmeric. Love this. Throw in some salt and pepper to taste. And I'm gonna throw in about a half a cup of Greek yogurt. I like to do a little more. And when I tell you it is a pure miracle that I found this lemon, oh my gosh, how old is this lemon? It looks okay, but on the inside it's all messed up. I mean, hashtag relatable. I don't know where this lemon came from, but I am just thanking the heavens. I'm gonna add the juice of this. And since I have it, I'm just gonna double up on the juice. Woo! But I am going to let this chicken marinate just while I get the veggies and other stuff ready for this dish. Woo! The bag just ripped open. Get Ziploc, here's your PSA. I'm trying to make sure everything, I may have been a little aggressive with it. I just want everything to get nice and coated in here. I don't know why I waste my time doing stuff. Looks pretty coated, right? Let that sit. While that marinades, I'm going to get started on the saucy bits. And what I love about this sauce is that it calls for tomatoes, which I would normally replace with like a red bell pepper or something. Sometimes I do that in curries. When it calls for tomatoes, I just do red bell peppers and call it a day. But this one, you puree at the end. And so I thought, well, that's perfect. I don't like the chunkies. I also thought about cooking the potatoes in the sauce, but then I wouldn't be able to puree it at the end, so I might just cook the potatoes separately or not make the potatoes at all. I'm still debating. I almost forgot I'm doubling this recipe. I might grab another onion, I don't know, we'll see. But it also calls for like a spicy red pepper. I don't know what the name of this is, but it's right next to the jalapeno peppers. And then it calls for 3 cloves of garlic for the sauce. Woo! Is that a spicy pepper or what? Oh my gosh, my eyes are watering. Could be the onions. I don't know, 3 cloves of garlic, so that means we're gonna do about 9. All right, great. I am going to, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Guess I'll start cooking the sauce. I'm gonna throw a little bit of oil in, and then my peppers and onions. A little bit of salt and pepper to move things along. Oh wait, was I gonna dice up another onion? I'll do that real quick. All right, there it is. That looks pretty cooked. I'm going to add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Oh man, I forgot. I was supposed to add the garlic first to like cook that through, but I didn't, so now I'm doing it. It'll be fine. Also, some more ginger, tablespoon of that. 1 teaspoon of cumin. Oh wait, I'm doubling this. So 2 teaspoons, I think I'm out. Couple teaspoons of paprika, couple teaspoons of the garam, a little more of this, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I mix this together. I'm gonna let that sauce simmer for a little bit, and I'm gonna cook the chicken in some oil. All right, this pan is wafting. I'm wasting all my free time picking the, ooh, it might be a little too hot. Nice even layer so everything cooks. And I'm wasting all my free time over here picking off the stems of these green beans. This is why I like to shop at Costco. They sell green beans that are already stemmed. I was gonna roast these in the oven, but I don't have time for that. That's just too much. I'm just gonna throw a lid on it, a little bit of water into the microwave. I threw a couple potatoes on top of it. I'm also making rice, but I would rather have a potato. Don't have time to roast them or anything. So this chicken, it's coming along, it's cooking. Definitely more than a 10-minute prep time over here. I let this simmer just to let everything get nice and soft. And now I'm going to take my immersion blender. You can throw it into a blender or food processor, but I feel like this is maybe the best option. Well, that was enough. I think I'm supposed to strain this. Okay, I'll do that. I know I have a smaller strainer, but ooh, this is an accident waiting to happen. Don't ask me where my smaller strainer is because I don't know. Not sure if this is necessary, but here we are. Based off of my old factory senses, I feel like I like curry more than this, but I'm gonna eat it, find out. Here's the sauce, nice and thinned out. Wow. I'm sure I'm supposed to put it back in the pot. Oh, okay, I'll do it. I think I'm annoyed. Wait, am I gonna add it to this pot or this pot? I guess I'll do this pot. I think I'm annoyed because this is just a lot of steps. And I'm hungry and I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna add about a cup of cream, oh, a little over a cup, and mix this in. The chicken is cooking nicely. I guess I could do a taste test. Not sure I've ever been this hungry in my entire life. That means my taste test is gonna be biased, right? It's okay. I guess I'll get a taste of the sauce too. All right, cool. But I can dig it, very flavorful. I'm gonna add all of this in here. You know, I have a 1-pot curry recipe, and I would just rather make that, if I'm being honest. Not that this is bad. I think I just enjoy curry a little bit more than butter chicken. But ask me when I'm done eating, okay? I also think the cilantro I bought is gonna help out a lot here. They made it look so good on the Pinterest page. I'm gonna add a little bit of cilantro, and by a little bit, I mean a hefty portion. I'll probably add more than that. Ooh, and the cilantro really kicks it up a notch. All right, there it is. Delicious butter chicken. I've got potatoes, green beans going. They're almost done. Almost time to eat. Bon appetit.
So this is the first meal that I made, and oh my gosh, it made me appreciate Elise Ellis's recipes and meal plans so much, because this recipe was like, oh, do XYZ and also dirty ABCDEF dishes. It was just too much. I don't know. Prep time 10 minutes, laughable. It was good, not my favorite. The kids really enjoyed it, but I still had a hankering for, you have to say it like that, hankering, not a hankering, for curry. So I ended up making that. I don't know which way I'm sharing these recipes, but this was good, just not curry, you know? But anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out. Hope I gave you some good dinner inspiration. If you want to subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.